There are people legally responsible for your mutual fund money, and most investors have never heard of them. Good morning, investors. I want to ask you something today that most investors have never thought about. When you invest in a mutual fund, you trust the fund manager, you trust the AMC, you trust the brand name on the fact sheet. But do you know who is legally responsible for holding your money in trust? Who is answerable by law if something goes wrong? Most investors draw a blank here, and I completely understand why. Nobody ever explained this to them. The answer is the trustee. Who exactly is a trustee? Every single mutual fund in India, without exception, operates under a trust structure. The trustee, usually a board of trustees or a trustee company, is the legal custodian of all the money that you and every other investor have placed in that fund. They are not the ones picking stocks. They are not the ones deciding whether to buy Infosys or sell Reliance. That is the fund manager's job. But the trustee is the one legally responsible for ensuring that everything, every investment decision, every cost charged to you, every agreement the AMC signs is done in your interest and within the rules. In simple words, the fund manager manages your money. The trustee watches over the fund manager on your behalf. What has changed in 2026? Trustees always existed, but the SEBI Mutual Fund Regulations 2026 have significantly strengthened what they are required to do and how personally accountable they now are. Trustees must now exercise deeper scrutiny over investment management agreements, the contracts that govern how your money is managed. They must examine fees charged to schemes, related party contracts, and the overall fairness of every cost levied on you as an investor. If they find a problem, they cannot simply note it internally. They must inform the AMC in writing and actively track whether corrective action has been taken. Annual reports must now carry detailed commentary from trustees, not just members. Actual written justification of scheme performance and expense decisions. So you can read it, so you can hold them to it. And here is something that directly protects your money. If expenses go beyond the limits prescribed by SEBI, they cannot be passed on to you. They must be borne by the AMC, the trustees, or the sponsors themselves, out of their own pocket, not yours. Individual accountability, a real shift. CEOs and CIOs of AMCs are now individually and personally accountable under the new framework. SEBI has clearly signaled that in cases of mispricing, misdisclosure, or abusive practices, it will not hesitate to act against named individuals, not just the institution as a faceless entity. Two more new structures have been made mandatory: a whistleblower policy, so that anyone inside the system can raise concerns confidentially without fear, and a unit holder protection committee, a dedicated body whose specific purpose is to safeguard your interests as an investor. The real lesson: your money in a mutual fund has always had legal protection built around it. What has changed in 2026 is that this protection now has names and faces attached to it. People who are personally answerable, not just institutions that can pass blame from one desk to another. You may never meet your fund's trustee. You may never read a trustee's report. But from 2026, they are far more accountable to you than they have been before. And that accountability, quietly in the background, is working in your favor every single day. My WealthWise Pinup rule for today: You do not need to know your trustee by name, but you should know they exist and that by law they answer to you. Did you know mutual funds had a trustee structure standing guard over your money? Be honest in the comments. Most investors I speak to had no idea. Let us change that together. I am MV Suresh, founder MV Suresh WealthWise. For regular mutual fund updates, connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Telegram. Wishing you good financial health. I'll be back tomorrow with a new tip. Till then, stay wealth wise.